we've had many other seeds previously in the tournament where we had one where bait was required, we had one where bow was buried in level 9, but we don't have any of that tonight. We just need those items, and we're off and running. Here we go.
Oh yeah, we got some good fun here going on. So it'll be interesting to see how these runners start, because again, there's certain items you're gonna need. The wood sword is gonna be located over here, and looks like they're all making their way over for the wood sword, because that's gonna be the interesting start. But the question then is gonna be, when are they gonna make the play to level 8? Because level 8 has a couple of key items that they're probably gonna need on their journey.
Level 8 is the place to be in this seed because it has the ladder, the bow, and the any key all in there. And there's sword pickup right there. All right, now it looks like Captain Green's doing a power cycle. Now, what you often see in these battle royales is getting the first bomb drop, because that bombs can, open up things in a variety of ways. And getting the bomb drop is, random at best. But if you know your drop counters and things like that, then you go.
Wow!
It's interesting that Captain Green did not get a sword. He actually got a handle. That is very interesting.
Yeah,
that's
a bunch of different options. Yeah, so it looks like what Captain Green's probably trying to do, if he can get the kill. The problem is this Octorok is a 3-heart Octorok here, but if you get the if you can get this Octorok killed and get the bombs, then that can get you into level 3, which happens to have a white sword in it. You see King Doll in the upper left going to get the large secret on the seed, which was 87 rupees, whereas you have Zarnax, I think, trying to go and get a bomb situation here, trying to get, he's got the bomb now, so yeah, now he's making his play into level 8.
Captain Green got his bomb drop on the second or third try, I believe. So he's now set.
First
so
try.
Hopefully it all works out for him.
And the advantage for Captain Green taking the candle there is the fact that then he could use the any roads to come up here. Now he's getting his large secret as well, and now we got level 8 here with our friendly neighborhood Zarnax. And interestingly, Zarnax coming in here to level 8, making the play in without the recorder. King Doll just picked it up on the upper left there. It's the Armos item.
Yes,
but
right.
Interesting. Very interesting routing here, because again, the divergence here is kind of amazing. There's a ton of potential options here going forward, and once this picks back up here, I'll be able to get you exactly what we're seeing here.
In before they're all done, before we get our stream back up.
Quite
That would be amazing.
Okay, so there we go. I see now Zarnax now has gotten the recorder. Zarnax is now heading towards the level 7 area. Captain Green picking up the Triforce out of level 3. Now having the white sword in play, so that way, can continue to go on there. And interestingly, going from there back out from level 3. So I'm surprised that you didn't go straight to level 1 there.
Yeah, that is an odd routing choice. I can't remember if level 1 had a block of some kind. I don't think it did. Yeah. You think that if you're right there, I guess with the recorder, it's easy to come back.
Yeah, that's true. You have the recorder. Captain Green wants to get over here, get a couple of the Triforces out of the way. He's going for the wand, I think. Is he going for the wand?
I don't know. Wand is in level 6. So yeah, he's on level 6 right now. The wand is in there.
Yeah. So it's actually very interesting. Again, this is elimination style, and these three are the 3 players who have been pretty much near the top pretty much this whole way throughout this whole tournament here. Captain Green's been one of the people who will come up with some of these absolutely crazy routes, and his movement capability lets him do that. You're seeing now King Doll picking up the bow out of level 8. So the level 8 was guarded by the enemy there in the room there as a floor drop. Captain Green taking the Triforce out of 6, so just getting up there to get that done with. Zarnax now is in level 7. Level 7 is pretty much a just go kill this Aquamentus and get the Triforce.
Unless you really want the magic boomerang. I mean, it is the magic. It's got magic in the name. Certainly must be an awesome item.
It's magically delicious.
I wonder if Captain Green was thinking about playing for the wand, but then he took 2 hits and was down to 1 heart, and maybe if he only has 1 heart, it was too difficult or too risky to go for the wand. That's possible.
Yeah, because that's an interesting point here. I mean, as you see Captain Green get a heart now, we do have our runners trying to, Captain Green's the first person to come out with now a 4th heart. We do have to have at least 5 hearts in order to get the silver arrows. I expect you won't see much more than that, because level 5 is probably going to have a little bit of help for them in the process.
Yeah, it's always nice when during your route you run into the red ring and it's not too far off your path if it's off the path at all. We have had a couple seeds where the red ring was way out of the way, and if you wanted it that bad, you had to spend the time to get it.
Oh yeah, Zarnax taking a death there. That Dig Dogger happens to guard the magical key. Captain Green also coming into level 8, so as you can see, level 8 is that hot spot. We need
So
to
much
be in
good
there.
stuff. But he's coming to 8 much later than the others did. So, well, not I guess
Yes.
much later than King Doll did rather, because
Yeah,
now
it's true. King Doll made that a priority early. Zarnax is trying to kill this room here with a... Ooh, that was a close one, but was able to successfully clear the room there. As long as you kill at least one of the Dig Doggers, it dies if you exit the room and come back out. So Zarnax now getting the magical key. Captain Green literally just grabbed it. So all three now have that very vital magical key.
they're almost simultaneous pickups of it. That was very interesting.
Yeah. As we were saying, you're going to have to, they're going to clear this room here with the Stalfos and the keys. The goal being to take the ladder out of this room here, and then they have to go back and use that ladder as part of going to get the bow. So level 4 here, just about done here for King Doll, picking up the Triforce out of 4. You have Zarnax going along, trying to get just an extra heart or two to make sure he can survive the path here up to the bow. You've got Captain Green killing that Dig Dogger so that way he can go back towards the bow now. So we've got a lot of early routing here, and going to level 5 here for King Doll. This is going to be a portion of the level which will allow King Doll to really just push through the rest of this. You can see the shape here, almost looks like a tank. And we're going to be
Yes,
heading towards that turret.
I hear there's good things in that turret.
Well, there's a triangle right near the edge of the turret, but that's not really, just before you get to the turret here.
It's important, but not as important as some other things, such as a wardrobe change. Hey,
Yes, we're going to see it
there
right
it is.
about now. King Doll has successfully obtained now the red ring, so you're not going to see
Literally
much more
on
than
the
that.
path. It's a beautiful thing.
Yep, he didn't have to do any more than that. Oh, an interesting. Okay, so King
Very
Doll's
nice
going to
bomb
go
force
take.
too.
Yeah, that was a beautiful bomb force, and this is where King Doll's going to get his 5th heart to be able to go for the sword here. We always, when you think about these seeds, you think about, oh, I need to get a good sword. I need to get the red ring. I need to get the keys. But heart considerations, especially if the white sword item is required, is always a very important thing that you just don't take into account usually. But especially on these seeds, figuring out, well, which hearts do I take in order to get up to 5 hearts and go get the silvers?
Yeah, it's very rare that hearts just happen to be on your path, and also that you have to either kill an extra room or you have to take a free heart on the overworld somewhere. But it may not be. It may be out of the way. So definitely something to think about.
Yeah, so we see Zarnax now going through level 4. He's going to get 1 heart out of there as well. It's guaranteed you're going to get that heart almost no matter what, because that heart is on the floor while you're fighting a Dig Dogger with a shutter. So it's almost impossible not to take that heart. And actually, we're going to see Captain Green with a very similar path right now going to grab that as well. King Doll is now picking up the silver arrows, which will really help the combat, because with that white sword, essentially, it's like shooting a quad. It's just using magical sword damage to almost everything. And there's very little combat required on this seed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for those of you wondering, there are several dungeons where you basically go 4 rooms in, or 3 rooms in a couple of dungeons, and get the Triforce.
If you're lucky, it's less than that. It could be even. We had some dungeons where it's just 1 or 2 rooms in, and there's nothing else in there. Just get the Tringle and go.
Exactly. So we got Zarnax going in now. We're seeing a little bit of a retread here for things. Zarnax is coming in to get the red ring out of 5. Captain Green going through 4, and King Doll heading up here to level 1. So again, level 1's located north of the waterfall where level 3 was.
I wonder if we'll get the book.
Oh yeah.
You need literacy, man.
Ooh, Zarnax was, I think, trying to get a bomb off of that Dodongo, and the Dodongo was not cooperating, so he's just got 1 bomb right now. Make that 0.
Good.
Ooh. That could be. I don't know if that's going to be completely a problem or not. I'm trying
It's
to
not going to be a problem right
dungeons.
away. He doesn't need any more bombs to finish this dungeon, but after that, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so that could.
One room to the right.
Yeah, that could be a little bit of a problem here. Okay, so this is where Zarnax is going to pick up his 5th heart. King Doll now going into 3. Let's see if he goes get that white sword. Again, as the white sword, during our issues a little earlier, weren't able to see it, but the white sword takes an extra 3 rooms out and 3 rooms back to get to. You had to kill this Aquamentus.
And he is going for it.
He is going to
the
go for it.
Triforce is to the right there, so he's definitely going for it.
Yeah. Which again is a little bit of a risk because you've got I like the strategy of what he's about to do here. So he's using up all of his bombs in the process of killing that room to go and get this white sword. And then we're going to notice in a minute or two here why he just went bomb crazy in that room. And that's a beautiful strat there.
Very interesting. And here we are talking about, saving bombs whenever possible. It's like, just use all your bombs, whatever.
Exactly.
I'll get them back. It's okay.
It'll come along at some point here. Captain Green's up in the HUD right now to navigate over towards those silver arrows. So we're going to have
like you do.
Importance there. Yeah, it's my favorite little thing to do. But this is why
purely intended by all considerations in the game's code.
It's a little requirement there. King Doll wanted us.
Oh, by the way, the bomb upgrade was a +6.
Yeah,
also
it's a
nice.
Beautiful bomb upgrade. You can see so that level 3 is really fast. So interesting to see what Zarnax does here, especially since he's been out of bombs. I'm really interested to see if Zarnax is going to. Again, this could be planned because he's heading back towards 3 right now. So this could be a planned thing. He's got enough money for that bomb upgrade that he's just going to go for that. But it'll be interesting to see if he goes for the white sword. Does he feel behind right now? Because that's a 30-second clip that you could save if you go and you get the white sword. Or by not getting the white sword.
He's going to 1 before 3.
There's nothing really here in 1. I think if we remember, that was a big deal.
Yeah, just Doll and go. And doesn't need a bomb to get there. So, and I don't think he needs any bombs to get to the bomb upgrade or to anything else really. So having 0 bombs isn't much of a hindrance.
Yep. All he needs is the arrows are nice because he's got to kill a couple of Pole's voice here. But that's it.
And that room of blue gorillas that King Doll used the bombs on, or that.
Minor details.
Yeah, right. Silver arrows, man. That's all you
level
really
2
need.
here, you see King Doll going and destroying that Dig Dogger to get the Triforce out of it. As we said, these triangles are fast. Okay, and you got Captain Green now going back to level 1 as well. So let's see what Zarnax does here. Again, he's got the money, so he's getting that bomb upgrade. So his 0 bombs, I think, were actually completely planned.
Saved him an item. It switched him back to arrows when he needed them. I mean, it's less of a consideration when the select swap is on, but still.
And he's pushing it. This is going to make things interesting because, again, Zarnax might get to level 9 a little bit earlier, but will he then have the, he'll have a little bit of a longer Ganon fight there. Yeah. Captain Green picking up the Triforce in 1 now, so Captain Green just needs to go to 2.
Hold on to your seats, everyone. It's going to be a fantastic finish.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to finish very quickly.
And the way that this works, too, the runner, unlike normal randomizer runs, the runners are allowed to be watching this. They may even be watching this restream right now. And if so, hi, everybody. But, they're allowed to see each other because, again, they've had the full week to look at this race, so they can actually see what their opponent's current status is and see what they're going to be doing. So you've got Zarnax going to 2. King Doll here is in level 6, which happens to be a grand total of 4 rooms. Guess what? King Doll's done with 6.
Beautiful thing.
And now
I guess we shouldn't be giving them hints then. We shouldn't be talking about what they should be doing. We give them new ideas.
By the time that they hear that, though, that was part of the discussion.
I'll let the commentators tell us what we should be doing. I didn't plan out this dungeon, but they say it's 2 rooms in. Piece of cake.
So Captain Green completely forgot that blue boomerang on the floor there. So we'll have to see what happens there. If that's a poor decision or not. There are people out there who would argue either way.
Simultaneous level 2 Triforce pickups. Almost to the frame. That's impressive.
Yeah. So Captain Green and Zarnax now both have full Triforces, are up-Aing and going back to level 9. This is pretty crazy how close this is right now.
Oh, it is.
And you got King Doll here who just has to make a quick detour over to level 7, so he is only a tiny bit behind here even. And, especially compared to the race with Zarnax here, he does not have, King Doll doesn't have King Doll has the white sword. Zarnax has wood. There's still a chance that this could go either way here.
Absolutely. And in level 9, Ganon is all the way in the bottom left corner, and Zelda, or I'm sorry, no, Ganon's at the top, and I'm sorry, the pig is in the top part, top middle, and Zelda's in the bottom left corner.
Yeah, so we have
and there are staircases to get up there too, so.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a hike to get through this dungeon. I think there's a staircase that they can take that will help them, like one staircase they can take here to help things out a little bit, but you can see, again, we're going nearly simultaneous here on the pathing here through 9.
And King Doll's what, 45 seconds behind, approximately?
Something
Definitely
in that neighborhood,
still,
not even. Yeah.
Things could still happen.
Oh, if there's a thing, I mean, if there's a death here in 9, then you have the potential of the thing swinging. I mean, you can notice that one thing King Doll's got going on right now, low rupees. Actually, they all have very low rupees, so even in places where you might normally use that white sword, or use the silver arrows to buy yourself a couple of seconds, you can't do that necessarily. Although King Doll will now be able to spam those silver arrows a bit more.
Yep. Looks like Captain Green, they're going to be in Ganon's room simultaneously.
Oh, wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's 2 Ganon, well, I guess Ganon and Zelda.
So it'll take, I believe, about eight swings for King
8
Doll.
hits, yep. 8 hits for Captain Green and 16 for Zarnax.
Yeah.
Having trouble with the stun lock, though. Not a great room. Oh, there we go. Zarnax has the stun lock. Captain Green's trying. There you go. Now he's got it. Oh, no. Zarnax lost it. Captain Green, pig is down. Up and 8 back to start. King Doll is 1 room away from Ganon.
And this is getting close here. So Zarnax has a few hits in. King Doll only needs 8 to get through this. What will happen here? Can King Doll make up the difference here in this fight? If you get good stun lock, it might actually come back here.
There goes the princess is down. King Doll needs to finish off Ganon right now. Can't get the stun lock. You keep teleporting to the right. Yeah, it's just not a great room to fight Ganon in the first place. Can't get him to stay on the left side, though.
There's this Patra up here that could potentially give problems. I mean, with the red ring, it's a little harder to give problems for it, but it's definitely the easiest way to get through the room there. And there we go, the final hit. And this is another place where you get a little bit of a difference on the weaponry here. Zarnax has that wood sword and has to take down a Patra. King Doll has the white sword, so it'll take half as many hits here, and
that's a lot of hits.
Still going to take half of a sword swing, half of a heart per sword swing. So Zarnax, there is potential of something happens to Zarnax here, depending on how things go.
Yep, we have Captain Green finishing. SRL time 18:58. Great time. That is a lightning fast seed.
Yeah, especially for this seed, it's crazy seeing how quickly the racer's been able to go through it. Get your GGs in chat for Captain Green there, as we see this finish here coming up. There's a single room apart between Zarnax and King Doll. Oh.
Looks like Zarnax is going to take second place and move on to the finals. GG's to Zarnax. SRL time 19:34. King Doll only 2 rooms away. There we go. King Doll's time 19:47. GG's to all 3 runners. What a great race. That was all the hype. That was amazing.
That was an insanely close finish there at the end. So great job to these runners here. As I said, get those GGs in chat, because this was an incredible seed here. The way that these seeds have been routed, you're talking, look at this, 30 seconds, 40 seconds between first and, in this case, just about 50 seconds between first and third. And, those very diverging routes, they all came together at the end. It was actually really, it was just an amazing race to watch.
Isn't that amazing how they all take different paths and they all converge all almost at the same time? I mean, it was Captain Green and Zarnax literally almost came at the exact same time in level 9.
Yeah, they were
despite the very divergent paths. That was amazing.
Exactly, they were room for room in level 9 there at the end. Again, look at the difference in strategies there. Captain Green said, "I'm gonna take the risk on that white sword. I'm gonna farm the blue Octorok at the beginning to get the candle advantage." Zarnax said, "Yeah, I don't need that white sword. I'm gonna come along with the wood sword here." And then King Doll just picking a completely different route, making an early attack on level 8 there, and again, very different paths, but they all converged really well. It was fantastic to see.
Absolutely. We'll see if anyone wants to come in for interview afterwards.
So yeah, so we will be seeing next week, same bat time, possibly still on the same network, Random Media Network here. So essentially same bat channel. A one-on-one matchup here between Zarnax and Captain Green for the championship here. They will get a new seed rolled here momentarily in the IRC, and they will have a full week to do all the fun that they want to do with it to try to decide what the best path is. So it'll be again completely fresh seed. Who knows what they're going to run into? They may have, ladder blocks. We've seen plenty of ref blocks during this. We've seen all sorts of different blocks. I think we even saw a bait block.
We sure did. We had one level 9 where the southeast corner was you had to go north through a bait block. There was no other way through. None of the walls bombed. It was amazing. That was an amazing
Oh,
seed. That was like week 4, I think.
that's
We
right. I
do
forgot
have
about that.
Captain Green in here and Zarnax. GG's to both of you. Well done. Very well played.
Thank you. And GG's Arnix as well.
Hey, thanks, you too.
That was a fun one to watch, I have to say. And again, as we were just saying, completely different strategies with the two of you. I mean, Captain Green, you decided to go all out with that candle pickup. What was your logic there with the candle pickup? Knowing the fact that you were going to possibly have to do multiple resets for the bombs at the beginning.
I felt like that was not supposed to be as hard as it was. Like I did have it where I got it like 9 times in a row in practice. So I think a manip was kind of possible there, but I knew I was taking a risk there, but I felt it was still the fastest route, even if things did go wrong.
Yeah, your
Yeah,
splits, I looked at your splits on another PB that blew my mind.
Yeah,
As has happened many
17XX was definitely possible on this one.
My
it
sum
had
of best
plenty.
was 1745. So
Yeah.
I knew it was, but I couldn't get everything to go right in a run. My PB was a minute off that.
But yeah, even with that.
Captain, what is the secret to your success? How are you such a good router?
I always try and do it swordless first, and then that's where this route started. Is I thought I had a really cool swordless route until the wand turned out to be ladder blocked, and then I just adjusted it and ended up with this.
Gotcha. You make swordless look so easy.
That Korea room was almost a disaster. Like that went so much easier in my practice runs, because the lag made it sort of like had built-in pause strats, but that almost went very badly.
It's a shame though. I think we missed it on the restream because we had a little internet hiccup during that fight. So we'll have to go back and watch your stream to see how that went. But I'm sure it went just fine.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, clearly you made it through, right? I mean, you
it all
got the
worked
white
out.
sword in the end.
Yeah, I initially looked at a route that picked up candle, but man, and then I was going to try and buy bombs, but the only place to do that was the very northeast. If you bought 2 packs of bombs, it was possible to get the white sword out of 3, but there was just no logical way for that to be the fastest route. I wanted it to work, but couldn't make it happen.
Yeah,
My route was
pulled it off.
My route was grab the candle up A, do the warp to the northeast, grab the money, and then buy the bomb upgrade in 3.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. There was a lot of combat and like a lot of 2 HP keys and dig doggers and stuff that needed killed. So I ended up basically trying to. My route basically didn't ever really need bombs, and if I had a situation where I could force them or got a lucky one, then I would have extra ones to spend on those fights, like in keys rooms. And then so like midway through the run, I would intentionally run out of bombs and then fill up again at 3.
Yeah, we saw that with the blue areas in that one room. We just started bombing the ever loving what out of them. That was like Just use all the bombs. I'm gonna get a fill up. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I had
actually
some
interesting.
runs where I had like key streams where I had like 6 bombs to play with. Those were fun.
Oh,
Nice.
nice. Yeah, it was interesting seeing you do that because it was funny because I remember you saying in the Discord earlier today that you thought it was potentially going to come down to the bomb luck in terms of finding things, and yet you had a route that pretty much was mostly bomb resistant. It felt like you didn't necessarily need a lot of those drops, and you were able to even work it in there where you ran out of bombs in the middle. So as I said, it's interesting seeing just that creativity there in terms of how to make things work and how to create not just a route that works, but also one that works safely in a race condition, but yet is really
Well,
fast.
yeah. I mean, I also was mostly referring to the first bomb drop.
True.
That is
Minor
the key
details. It
bomb
didn't take you
drop,
too
yeah.
long to get it.
No,
You may get the first
I
one, get
got.
the other.
I think you had like 6 chances between. So I had a backup route. I found out that like that whole desert area was full of blue Octoroks, and if I got to the screen next to Monocle Rock before I got my first bomb, then instead of doing 8 first, I was going to go to 3, and
Okay,
and
that
then
makes sense. I like
I was
that.
gonna. The Monocle Rock was a candle. Take anyone you want, and there was a big secret right up in the northeast too. So I could get all of those and then get the bomb upgrade in 3, and then go from there. So I had a backup route that was quite a bit different. That really, if I didn't get the first bomb in the first 5 or 6 possible drops, then that was my backup. But any worse luck than that, and you're done.
I'm sorry, I
Oh.
just can't believe no one routed in the magical sword. I mean, seriously, it was on the way to level 3 and level 1. It was just needed what 11 hearts, I think it was. I tested.
It was only 11. It would have been
wasn't
nice.
bad.
Would have been
Yeah.
nice.
I
Red
mean, there are all
Ring
these
made it a
hearts you guys
little.
just kind of left behind. Oh well.
The free Red Ring made it a little less important.
A little, just a little. Isn't it lovely when it's just right on your way and you have to clear the room anyway?
It
It's a
is.
wonderful thing.
You didn't have to clear that room.
Oh, that's right. It was a key door. It wasn't a shutter door. That's right. You're right.
It was a bomb wall.
Yeah, it was a bomb. Oh, a bomb wall. Okay. So
But it was also
if
1 HP ropes.
that would be the ultimate ballsy play.
So.
It was just keys, wasn't it? It was a really easy room to clear.
1
Resolve
HP
or something like that.
ropes. Yeah.
Yeah, ropes. Oh, ropes. Okay. That's. I could kill 6 ropes for the red ring, but I'm gonna save 5 seconds and just bomb and go. It's. I gotta save the frames.
Oh, why does it always have to be ropes?
It always has to be ropes.
All right. Well, congratulations again to the two of you here in terms of being able to complete this and go on to the final 2. We look forward to seeing it next week. And I have just generated the seed in the IRC there, so we will now know what your fate holds for you coming up in the next week. So best of luck to the two of you in figuring out the madness, and look forward to watching this next week.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I'm looking forward to not having homework after next week.
Yeah,
It
same.
does take a lot of time. It's actually been a
It does
very
feel that
nice
way
week.
sometimes, doesn't it? Yes, I totally agree with that sentiment.
It's been a very nice
When
week
it's-
for me when I was like, okay, I don't actually have to route this much more than a
I've
quick
never
play.
heard you so happy when I told you last week that you were free and you were like, "Yay!"
It's a
I
blessing.
mean, I
and a
love
curse.
playing in it. Don't get me wrong. I love
It's
playing
been
in
a
this
lot of
stuff,
fun.
but
Absolutely.
good one.
But then GG's to King Doll, obviously, who is the 3rd place finisher in this battle royale. Again, a very solid result. Very well played on King Doll's part.
Yeah, it was a fantastic race to see the end of it there with King Doll and Zarnax neck for neck. King Doll was almost able to pull it back with that white sword, but just was not quite able to do it there. If he'd gotten the stun lock, that could have, it would have been a much closer race. It would have been, heck, I mean, I'm saying it would have been a much closer race. It was 13 seconds. That's still
Yeah,
Probably
it had
would've
to be
won.
close.
had to be at least 15 seconds lost on just not getting this unlock, at least.
Yeah,
I mean, I could claim this. I could claim the same thing.
Yeah,
that's true.
True.
But-
You
yeah.
also,
but
yeah.
still,
I
it
thought you had this
absolutely.
unlocked too, and it just
Yeah, I
had it,
lost it.
like,
But yeah, he
7 minutes.
definitely had the chance to take it if he could hold it.
But yes, GG's to all of you. Very well played.
We'll look forward to seeing you guys run next week for the finals. right here on the Randomania Network. So please make sure to tune in and see the race. And again, because we have to do these plugs here, because these runners are awesome, please make sure to get some good follows in chat for the runners here for everything they've done. And again, thank you to the Randomania Network. Thank you to Op Lawyer for doing the restream and tracking responsibilities, making life a lot easier for us. And thank you, Chess Jerk, for calling this with me. It's been a fun, and looking forward to watching the madness, as I said, next week.
Absolutely. And also to my co-commentator, the creator of the Zelda 1 randomizer, Mr. Fred Coughlin. As always, it's an honor.
Pleasure's all mine, sir. Zarnax and Chestrick, any last thoughts you want to get in before we wrap up here?
I'm ready to play the next seed. I want to see what happens. I got to know what happens in the finals.
Yeah, I'll give it a few days before I look at it. But I
You're the smart
appreciate you
one.
guys playing through and familiarizing yourselves with the seed and stepping up to commentate and put this show on.
I
Always
definitely
fun
think
Yeah,
it's
watching
a lot
back.
looking
better
forward
this
to
week.
taking a look at the
Absolutely.
VOD.
Yes, definitely. But yes, Fred, I will see you next week, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as
If
long
you're
as I'm
available.
able to be free, with SG Live, no, I should still be okay. I'll be traveling for SG Live on Wednesday, so I should be around Tuesday night. So hopefully we'll be able to repeat this and have a ton of fun.
Sounds good to me. Let's make it happen.
Awesome. All right, with that, thank you all so much for tuning in and watching this madness here. Again, make sure to give everyone the follows here, but definitely appreciate it. And with that, I think we'll close out the broadcast. So for my broadcast partner here, Chess Jerk, for the entire Randomania team, and for the runners here, I'm F. Coughlin saying good night, everyone, and we'll see you next week when we know what's going to happen.
Good night, everyone.